mama watching me play guitar. She got long black hair.
Can you read me?
Hey, everybody, that was Fat Cigar by Jeff Pitchell you were just listening to. And that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke. Coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop Studio headquarters right here in Londonderry, New Hampshire, in the 724 Lounge. What is so funny about that?
I'm looking at the monitor, and all I could see, and this, hopefully, this is probably what people are looking at right now, or whoever's watching, is Pat squished in between the biggest guys that we probably have here at the shop.
Hey, Pat.
And
Yeah.
this looks like a scene out of a
Pat
Pat movie.
Tell me this isn't every fantasy you've ever had before in your life.
I don't like that your voice is getting picked up in my mic. I mean,
Oh man.
How you doing?
I'm sure Pat is the most uncomfortable person in the state of New Hampshire at this
It's
moment
like
in time.
Broken Couch Mountain right here.
Oh boy, it's gonna get nasty.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am Pastor Padron, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Nick and Dave. We got Pat with us tonight, and
Big Barry.
surprise, surprise, we have Big Barry Stein with us on the show tonight. Barry?
It's Barry Beliveau.
Barry Beliveau.
That's my professional stage name.
Your
Whoa.
BB?
BB.
BB.
It's
Barry
a lot
Beliveau.
better than BS. I'm just saying.
True. Yeah, I agree.
Barry and I go way back. We've known each other about.
Yeah, we
it's
do
been
each other.
over 20 years.
Yeah, before New Hampshire. I knew you
Before
in
New Hampshire.
Princeton, New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, he was a customer at Little Taste of Cuba. where I
No
worked.
shit. That goes way back,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, it just proves that the cigar industry is like more inbred than Kentucky.
Whoa. That's pretty inbred. Holy.
Yep. So we've known each other for a long time, and we've been talking back and forth for a while now about having, Barry on the show. And tonight he
I sat my fat ass down on
he
the
sat
couch and you were
down on the
stuck with
couch,
me.
and that was it.
That was it. There was
So
no
there you
moving
go.
Barry.
But I'm glad to have Barry on the show,
Yeah.
and we are starting off the show with the Metapa. This just dropped from Foundation Cigar Company. We're smoking the Maduro Corona Gorda, which features a Ecuadorian Sumatra Maduro wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf binder, Nicaraguan fillers. It's a soft box press, 5.5 by 48. It's a great size.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, pepper bomb.
I
Yeah,
feel-
right off the rip. Sorry, Barry, go ahead.
No, I feel like this year's been the year of the Sumatra.
Oh, yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
like every cigar coming out either has a Sumatra wrapper or a Sumatra binder,
Usually, yeah.
and it's probably the most controversial leaf in the market.
Is it?
Either you love it or you hate it.
Really?
Because so it's controversial because of the flavor.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like Sumatra is an inexpensive leaf,
Okay.
and it kind of has like a little bit of a bitterness or a little bit of a sourness that
Yes.
either you love or you hate.
I mean, sourness and like almost like a citrus sour, almost.
Yep. It's a
Because
little
it has that,
lemony.
yeah,
Yep.
it has that citrus in there and that sweet taste to it. Yeah.
Patrick,
Yeah.
you look a little uncomfortable right now.
He's fine. He's right at home right there. In between two big gentlemen. He's
It's like being in prison, but different.
I know. You can't leave. You can't move.
At least you got a cigar in your mouth.
Yeah, at least.
That's something else, man. There's a cigar in your mouth and something else. How you doing?
very well, thanks.
He's very well. That's the first time I've seen him have a smile on his face in months.
Seriously though, how have things been going with school and all that?
Good. It's definitely busy semester. It's a lot of bar exam prep, so it's one of those semesters that if you're not studying, you're gonna flunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of kids flunk out their third year, surprisingly. So I've been trying to avoid being one of those people.
Good for you, man. We're very proud of you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I know
Thank
we
you.
give you a lot of crap. But it's because we love you.
It's tough love, brother.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's tough
I
love. big
feel a
guy.
lot of love right now.
I bet you
Yeah,
do.
you do.
There's 4 of us right now, not including you. There's a good chance that 2 of us you'll be defending in the future.
It's not gonna be me. I'll tell you that. Not gonna be me. I'll give you my wife's number though. You should probably end up defending her. That was a joke, honey. I swear.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
I'll be
It's
sleeping
over.
up here on the couch.
She's not clean the chicken can.
Yeah, chicken run.
So now, Nick,
Mhm.
you wanted to do this tequila.
I did.
What is this tequila that we are pairing with the Metapa today?
Well, this is the Taurus Extra Añejo.
Taurus Extra, the extra Neo.
Extra Añejo, and that's all information that I have. You guys should have like.
Did you pick the tequila for any reason for the cigar?
Well,
Or-
no. Well, I didn't want. So what I've been kind of doing outside of work and outside of the show
Is drinking.
is obviously drinking. I mean, that's like my second profession. But what I've been kind of focusing on, because we do a lot of pairings that complement each other. We'll do bourbons or whiskeys or something like that, and that goes really well with a lot of cigars, and that's fine. And for your everyday smoker, or for your advanced smoker, that's fine. That's what they want. They don't want anything clashing with the cigar that's gonna kind of be like, oh, well, this is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. They want something that's gonna be comparable to what they're smoking. They want a good experience here at Twins, which I get, and that's what a lot of people want when they smoke cigars and they drink. They want something that's nice. I don't want that. I want something that's controversial. I want something that's a little bit on, a little bit left or a little bit right. I want something that's, that's kind of more on the wild
Are we
side.
getting political right now?
No political at
Left and
all.
right, holy
No. But I
Left-
mean,
left and
that I
right,
wanted.
It's like independent. He was being
I am
as
very independent. Yes,
apolitical as possible.
absolutely. But I wanted something that's kind of just weird. The bourbon or the whiskeys and a
Well, then we should have had a
cocktail.
pickle beer.
I guess we could have. But
So my biggest issue with tequila, and my wife's a tequila drinker, but
Yeah.
my biggest issue with tequila is every tequila kind of smells like wet earth.
a little
But
bit.
like this is like my 4th or 5th pull on the nose, and there's a lot of vanilla on this tequila.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same tequila that we had on the Rocky Patel show. I know they talked about Kurt talked about it. Rocky Patel talked about it, but we didn't really kind of go into any like really in depth into it. We're basically doing it with the Bala, the 660, which is a great cigar. But I wanted to do it where we kind of all had a collective and we all had our own opinions on it, because it's not, even though it's a great tequila, it's not something, I guess, maybe you would pair it right off the rip with a cigar. You know what I mean?
Well, how do we think it's going with it so far?
Well, before that, I'll say one fun historic fact that dates me back to Vegas, so we'll see if I remember enough of it. That makes the tequila pairing actually pretty proper for the cigar.
Yes.
So,
Yes, it does actually.
Metape, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
So that derives from the word, I'm not going to pronounce, it's METL. I think it's metal. And that is
And it
derived
it's
from
an
an
agave
agave
plant,
plant
yeah.
called the maguey. The maguey.
Yeah.
And the
Magua
maguey,
or something.
Is
Yeah.
there any shock to
No,
anyone
Margay.
who knows about the
No,
Margay?
it
I'm
is.
gay.
It is the maguey. No, I swear, it's literally called the
I'm
maguey.
gay.
And that dates back to
Are you coming out right now?
I'm just telling you about an agave plant right now. And that dates to Central America. It has to do with like the mythology in Central America, which is where the name.
The Aztecs,
Metapa
stuff
comes
like
from.
that. Yep.
And then I know a lot of I forget who the poet is. That's the face of the cigar.
Yeah, it's Ruben
Gary.
Dario.
Yeah. So the maguey was one of in a lot of his poems, like that idea behind that plant. So
Okay.
it's an agave, which tequila. So that's pretty good.
So pretty
Fun fact.
apropos here.
You
Yeah.
ever have a
yeah.
random trivia?
So
I'm not a tequila guy, but there's a lot of Madagascar vanilla in this.
I don't know what Madagascar vanilla tastes like. I know what regular vanilla tastes like.
All right,
No,
I guess
Ethiopian
I guess I
vanilla.
probably agree
snob.
with that. You are a snob. You're a tequila snob, Barry. We didn't know that about you
I'm
until
getting
now.
more of an
I didn't know about
Ethiopian
it either,
vanilla out of it.
Ethiopian vanilla.
Yeah,
Ethiopian vanilla.
it's a little more
Oh
tart.
no, I'm getting that.
I don't know. I think it's a little more market basket.
Ethiopian
Nah,
vanilla
I
just
got the
makes you
mullahs.
hungry.
I got the mullah's. Vanilla. Yeah, like vanilla ice cream.
Gosh.
little extract. You know.
But I mean, so far, I mean, it's good. I mean, when we had it on the show, it was damn good. I wanted more of it. And here we go again.
Yeah, I'm not a tequila guy by any means, but
Yeah.
this is
This is
pretty
You-
good.
Like,
Really
if
good.
you, well, that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
you didn't know this was tequila, would you say it was?
Nah, if I
No,
was like
it's like-
Stevie Wonder, I would have never guessed this
Yeah.
was tequila.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Great.
I met him one time.
Did you?
I did, yes.
Did he know you were there?
No.
Did he
No.
did he recognize you?
He didn't recognize me at all.
You know, there's those conspiracy theories that he's not really blind.
I know. There are deep conspiracy theories about that, and we can save that for another show, and we can travel down that rabbit hole. But yes, I did meet him one time. Well, I said hi, but that was stupid of me to wave, but
You waved. at
I
Stevie
did. I was like, hey, I was like, what am
Wave.
I doing? Because I was doing security over at I was doing security at the Intercontinental Hotel, and his handlers
Wave
in
at the blind
security.
man.
Yeah.
Wave at the blind man.
Well, I don't think it was that racist, but but yeah, he was coming in, and you know, he was coming through, and I said, you know, naturally when you make eye contact with a person, you say hi, and we kind of locked
made eye
eyes, and he just kept. I was like, hey, I was
I
like, what am I doing?
Mm.
Like, he had his glasses on and everything, but just to be nice and be professional, and you know, I was working at the time, and you know, I said, hey, and I'm like, oh no, like, what did I do that for?
Well, that brings up an interesting topic. Who's the most interesting celebrity you've ever met?
Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah, she was fucking cool.
Did
as
you
a
wave at Betty too?
No, so she locked herself out of the hotel room. So when I worked over
So
there,
he took her to his room.
I took her. Oh, well, I mean, so
He
there-
didn't know who
Where
it
were you,
was.
Golden Girl?
oh man, she was lovely. I mean, I met a few celebrities over there when I did security. I met Sandra Bullock. I met Betty White, and Stevie Wonder. I rode the elevator. I didn't even know who it was. I rode the elevator with the old commissioner of the NBA because the NBA, all the NBA administrators were at the hotel, and the trophy was there. So all the administrators and the security and the state police and the state police SWAT and everybody was there at the building. It was really cool, really high tension.
Yeah.
I met Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I rode an elevator with him, and I had to walk him to his.
I heard you looked up to him.
I had to. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, and I had to look straight up to him to say hello. That is a tall, tall man. I was like, oh man. But I mean, Betty White. I mean, she was cool because she was just like normal. Like, she didn't like have like, you know, didn't think that she was like really high class or anything. She was just like your normal grandmother, just kind of walking around and saying hi to everybody. And she would walk through the hotel lobby and nobody would recognize her. She would have her big glasses on, and she would have her toad, and she would just walk through and nobody recognized her. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar walked through. It was a mob scene. I mean, they had to do Stevie Wonder through the back entrance because obviously the fame that he has. All the NBA stars that went through there and everything. They had to go through like the separate entrance and everything, or through the garage entrance and have security around. And it was like really high tension when a lot of those guys were like wanted to go down to the bar and everything. We had to be on our toes. I mean, we got to hang out with Big Papi and Manny Ramirez. But
I
I
met
mean,
Big
out of
Papi.
and all of the people that I've met through the time that I was there, it was Betty White was really cool. She was just your grandmother cool, you know what I mean? Like really like
She was Gilfcool.
she was what?
Gilfcool.
What the hell is that?
Don't ask him what that is.
I want to know what that is.
Grandmother, I'd
Oh,
like
boy.
to.
Oh, I'll hold my comment on that one. Wow. I plead the fifth on that one.
Sorry, Pastor. Boom, chicka, wah, wah.
Barry, what about you? Who's the most interesting celebrity you've ever met or seen? Or
Reggie Jackson and David Ortiz.
Mm.
Reggie Jackson because I have a story to tell off the air, and David Ortiz because even though I told him I was a Yankee fan, he was just super cool about it. And same thing with Louis Tiant. I'm good
Yeah.
friends with Dan Tiant, his son. But Louis Tiant threw out the first pitch at a Marlin Red Sox game, and we played Cuba Dominoes together.
Nice.
And he made me put on his World Series ring as a special advisor to the Red Sox.
There you go.
And I got to tell you, I probably could have fit 2 fingers through his ring.
Yeah.
The guy has some fat fingers.
I got a picture. We went when we did the first Red Sox game, or the first winner for the Red Sox game. I was picked. It was me and who the hell was the old manager? Steve.
Yeah.
Over in Hooksett, and it was me and him that went in the limo with Rocky and Orlando, and we got to meet Louis Tiant at the at the field and stuff like that, and we all put on his ring and took pictures and stuff. It was pretty cool. And yes, he does have big hands.
Yes. The worst celebrity I ever met was James Gandolfini.
No.
Yeah, he was just
No.
He was arrogant. He didn't want to sign autographs. He was just he was a douche.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny. Also, we can't forget Orlando Cabrera. I mean,
Yeah.
the coolest, nicest guy ever.
Totally.
I mean, you would never know that he was a MLB baseball player.
And
You
I
sit
never
down next
met.
to him.
I've never met him. He's up here in New Hampshire all the time.
He is.
He has a solid relationship with Kirk Kendall, 724 Lounge, where we're broadcasting from.
Yep.
And I've yet to meet him.
He'll probably be around at some point. But yeah, I mean, I remember one time you came in and I was opening up on a Sunday or on a Saturday morning, and I had to come in for the old Sean, and Sean, hit me up. Yeah, the old Sean, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to open up either in a few minutes." So I was like, "All right." And usually at Saturday morning, Orlando comes in and has a cigar with Sean, and they talk and stuff like that. And Orlando was there, and I was there, and we started talking about different cultures and background, and my background, my nationality, his background, and everything, and where he came from. He went into this huge, long conversation. It went on. We went down rabbit holes, right?
So I've known you for a year. What's your background? What's your nationality?
I'm black and Italian.
Okay.
So we were
So
talking.
you're Sicilian.
Yeah, I guess so.
Blessilian.
Brazilian. So we started talking, and we were just going and just talking, and it's about 10:30, and I get a call on the house phone, and I pick it up, and they're like, "Yeah, are you guys open?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're open." I answer the phone, and he's like, "Well, the front door's not open." I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I was talking with him for an hour and a half. Didn't even realize the front door wasn't open. I had to go rush in. I'm like, "Orlando, I didn't even open the door, dude." He's like, "Oh my God, go open it." So, yeah, but I mean, one of the nicest, down to earth guys. I mean, we've smoked with him on the show. I mean, Jesus, he's giving us cigars, opuses. I mean, one of the most generous persons I ever met. in my
So
life.
Dan, you're a pastor. Have you ever blessed anybody famous?
Have ever blessed anybody famous?
Or a confession.
Or a confession? That would be even better.
Yeah, no, not blessed anybody famous. No, can't say that.
How about Dan's brother?
I recently just met and sold Rudy Giuliani cigars.
That's right. He been stopping by here quite a bit, huh?
Yep.
So I'm originally from New York City, as some of you know. Rudy Giuliani used to be the coffee boy in the Manhattan DA squad before he became what he was.
Yep.
So like all the cops, old school cops in New York, they make fun of him because he was the guy they would send for coffee.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Now look at him.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Pat, what about you? Who's the most interesting celebrity you've ever?
Mine was actually
Rubbed
Orlando,
shoulders
but you
with.
guys.
Oh, we
you guys
stole
know-
that from you?
yeah. And I liked it. It's just, I forget. Like it was like probably like 3 years ago now, and I didn't even know who he was. Now my dad would have known who he was. Like we have pictures of him, like that famous picture of like the home run that he hit in the World Series. We have that in the house in like 3 different places, and he was in the back office smoking an Opus, and obviously I like Opus, so we were just talking for like
Obviously.
a half hour about cigars, and I just had no clue who he was. And after we left, the old Sean was like, "Oh, you met Orlando?" And I was like, "Orlando, yeah." I met a guy named Orlando. He was like, "Do you know who he is?" I'm like, "Orlando. That's Orlando Cabrera." And I'm like, "What?" And then finally it all hit, and I was like,
Like,
"You would have
oh my
never like.
God.
He doesn't have like that
He doesn't,
personality."
he doesn't personality. He's not cocky or anything like that.
Yeah.
He will talk to anybody. I mean, he's just an awesome person, man.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give props to Pat because sitting next to me is a lot different than sitting next to Bree.
Yeah. I mean, about 300 pounds of him.
I'll get some tattoos. I'll show some cleavage next time.
Oh my God.
The amount of weight on this couch right now would exceed every elevator limit in the Northeast.
What are you saying about me, Pat? What are you saying about me?
I'm talking about the collective group on the couch.
I think it's more about
Yes.
me than you.
I mean, we're probably going to have to get a new couch after this episode.
Kind of tilting to the left. Well, the people watching on YouTube to the right.
Something. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Yep.
Pat, how you doing?
You know?
Pat is probably
I'll
gonna-
be there for you.
Pro-
Unless you drown or something.
Pat is feeling
he looks
just
he looks like the middle of an Oreo right now.
Oh my God. On the screen it does, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You're the white stuff.
Can we curse on this thing?
No.
No.
All right.
Well, you're not supposed to,
All
but we
right.
do.
I fucking
About,
won't then.
about 14 years ago last week, I met the Padrones, the Padrone family. Like,
How were they?
All of them.
Awesome.
I was more awestruck than anything else. You know, this was Pastor Padrone meeting the Padrones, and I guess what was funny was after I left,
Mm.
they talked to Dave Garofalo. This was the two guys,
Sorry.
and they're, I guess, devout Catholics.
Oh.
And so when they found out my nickname was Pastor Padrone,
Mhm.
they couldn't stop talking about it. And
Really?
Dave said they talked about you and your nickname for like 2 hours after you left.
Wow, that's awesome.
You know,
And
That's
Dan's
great.
always been about putting a cigar in a pipe when you can't hold it anymore. He shoves it
course.
in his pipe. So
yep. Hashtag pipe worthy.
Yep.
That's right.
So I started smoking a pipe. You know, I smoked a pipe when I lived in New York because I lived in an apartment, and cigars were less offensive if you smoked in an apartment. But I bought a pipe 2 weeks ago, and I spoke to Dan about it, and he sold me a Tampa that was perfect for packing a cigar in the pipe.
There you go.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
This one right here.
Ah.
Yeah.
This one
The old
right there.
pipe
My
Tampa.
pipe-shaped Tampa. You know,
Yeah, but I'm gonna
I've
one up.
never been a fan of sticking a matchstick into my cigar or getting a little roach clip or something or tweezers
The cigar
and holding it up. You know, you put it in your pipe and you can smoke it till it's gone.
But I'm gonna one up you. I played Cuban dominoes with Old Man Padrone.
Oh.
Oh.
My goodness.
Like that's one of my
accolades.
greatest things in life was playing dominoes with Old Man Padrone, and then the number 2 thing was playing dominoes with Louis Tiant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you let him win, or did he win you? Did he win
Old
straight
Man
up?
Padrone I couldn't beat on like my best day,
No shit.
but I took great pride in beating Louis Tiant in dominoes.
Awesome.
That's
Very
very cool. How's the cigar progressing for you guys? Is it staying the same? Is it changing up? Are you liking how it's progressing? How's the burn? What's going on?
I'm
Great.
getting.
Great burn, a lot of cocoa notes,
Yeah.
a little bit of milk. It's kind of it reminds me a little bit of a Malamar.
I don't know what a Malamar is.
So
What- this is
gra-
words
gra-
you're speaking. I
So
don't know.
it's chocolate
Yes.
with marshmallow and graham cracker.
Like what? Say that again.
It's kind of like a s'more, but it's a cookie.
So it was s'more.
No, it's a cookie.
It's a
It's
cookie.
an Almar.
Like a Girl Scout cookie?
No, not a Girl Scout cookie. Go to the supermarket. It's a yellow box.
Yeah.
It's called Malamars,
It's called Malamar.
and it's chocolate, marshmallow, and graham cracker. And that's what this cigar is.
Okay. I was gonna say I get a lot of sweet wood, some cedar, some pepper.
That's what she said.
I heard you like wood.
I do. I love wood, especially the hard kind.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she did. She did say that.
Pat, I think he's talking to you.
Am I?
Hardwood, what?
What?
I don't think I have any circulation down there with my cramping right now. Oh yeah, now
There we go.
Can't feel his legs right now. Oh
you
boy.
it's going through my mic
Someone's
again,
feeling
Barry.
his leg right now.
Hey, Pat, I can't get enough of your love, babe.
Holy
What are
That's
you?
the
What are
Barry
you getting
right
from
there.
the cigar? Do you agree with Barry, or do you have a different take on it,
I
Pat?
don't even remember what we're smoking right now.
Yeah.
I agree. I will say that tequila changes it a lot. I mean, I've smoked because when we got them in, because I was waiting for this to come out for a long time. So I've had just about every size at this point,
Yeah.
and
I've heard that you've had a lot of different
Oh
sizes.
my
yeah,
god.
it's the biggest size over here. in my life. But
Oh.
I will say each and every one that I've had has been like just a phenomenal construction. It has like that perfect like drawing water through a straw draw. You know, the burn's been good. It's packed well. This cigar specifically, factoring in the tequila, it's you get a little bit of that broadleaf sweetness. You get more of it if you're not drinking the tequila. And then
Right.
the tequila brings out, to me, it's like a vegetal kind of aroma. And then that sweetness is still there, and then you are getting some wood, and then you have a little bit of that bitterness you get with the Sumatra, but this is a little bit more salty than typical Sumatras I've had, which I think, the filler is just Esteli and Jalapa. So typically Esteli has like that salty kind of aroma to it. Jalapa gives you that floral kind of sweetness. So I guess the tequila's sweetness is bringing out more of that kind of vegetal tart flavor, so it's kind of negating that floral sweetness I kind of look for from Jalapa. But overall, it's a good pairing. It's definitely a medium plus finish. Again, the Corona, it's like a flavor bomb. I mean,
Oh yeah.
A lot of pepper in the retro with this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a key thing that, like what Pat said, like I always equate Sumatra with a little bit sour. There's no sourness on the cigar.
I agree. I agree. In the beginning, before I started sipping the tequila, there was a little bit of sour note in there, in the finish and everything. But now the tequila kind of calm that down, and you get more of that sweet note in there. Very, very nice.
How, having smoked the different vitolas that this comes in, there's the Robusto, there's the Toro, and there's a double Corona. Which do you think? How do you think this compares to the other vitolas in the series?
So the Corona, in my opinion, is the best one. And then out of the Claros, I thought the Robusto was. Did they make the Corona and the Claro? We just didn't.
Yes.
No, did they?
So I would suspect that the Corona would probably smoke the. I mean, they were all very good. It's just if you want, like, I'm more of a fuller-bodied smoker. It's definitely a lot more intense than the Corona.
So
Yeah.
so before I weaseled my way onto the show today, I was sitting at the bar earlier and I was smoking the Robusto.
You don't say.
Yeah. And the Corona to me is exponentially better. The Corona is exponentially to me better than the Corona. It's like it's 3 to 4 points higher than the Robusto.
I had the Toro the other night, and the Toro was just a straight pepper bomb.
Yeah.
That thing was just relentless, and I was retrohaling the hell out of that thing. And it was like every time I took a puff of the cigar, it was like somebody was spraying me in the face with mace, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was like, oh, God, it hurts so much.
Give me more, please, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the spice definitely picks up in the bigger Vitola.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not so much on the palate though. It's in the retro.
It's
Yeah.
the retro.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's the length more than the girth.
Ooh.
That's what she said. But
Oh, dear.
That's what she said.
Always.
I didn't know you had a soundbite for that.
Did somebody
we got a few.
wet your keyboard or something?
Somebody did.
Well, it's waterproof, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, but this Corona has a lot of sweetness to it. That
Yeah, it
that
does,
I'm
yeah.
really enjoying.
Oh, it's just beautiful. I don't want it to stop.
Yeah, dark cocoa nuts, some real kind of sweet cream behind there, earth, wood, like you guys are saying.
Yeah.
And then a really, potent pepper in the retro. It's a very enjoyable cigar, and the burn on mine has been phenomenal.
Have you guys smoked the Chowder Oaks yet?
I had the not the Connecticut. Well, it's a Connecticut broadleaf, but I've had the Maduro. And I did like it, but
I found it bitter.
it was a little
The
on the
Connecticut,
bitter side.
to me, was very bitter.
But
Like
I didn't.
the shade one.
I don't know. For me, I thought it was. Oh, it's an especial, so I thought it was going to be really special, and it really kind of was okay. It was not the special that I was looking for, that I thought it was going to be.
The best Charter Oak to me is the what is it, Habano, Charter Oak Habano.
Those are good.
That's the best one of the three, in my opinion.
I'm a fan of the Maduro, the regular Charter Oak Maduro.
Yeah,
That is just, for me, that's just a sweet. I mean, the price point, the construction.
the price
tobacco,
point. The Charter Oak is the best cigar for the price point on the
100.
market.
On the
today.
market, yeah.
100%.
Hands down. I've always said, Barry, maybe, I wonder if you agree with me too. I would pay $1 or $2 more a stick and still not feel like I was getting taken for my money.
100%. The Charter Oak is probably one of the cigars on the market today that's underpriced.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that too loud. There'll be people listening about that, and they'll be bumping up the price.
And that's the thing about Nick. Like some of it, the Charter Oaks are underpriced. The L1Cs, maybe
They're right there. They're
maybe
right there.
50 to 75% underpriced.
I don't think they're underpriced.
The Wiseman Maduro is exponentially better than the regular L1C, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah.
opinion.
I mean, but you get the Corona in the Corojo Elegancia, and that thing blows a lot of cigars out of the wall. Even some of the cigars that are in its portfolio.
Yep.
I mean, that Corojo and that Corona is unbelievable.
Yeah, for me, the biggest mistake Nick made was naming that cigar.
Yes.
Nobody could pronounce L1C.
El Guganese.
Yes.
Guganese.
He did the right thing on the Maduro, calling it Wiseman.
True.
Easy to pronounce.
Yeah. Yep. That was a good cigar, man. All of it. Everything, all the way up to even the High Clare Castles that he makes.
Good cigar.
Those are fantastic. Those are really good.
Yep.
And there's that new $40 cigar he just came out with that
Night Commander, yep.
I could have pulled a trigger on earlier today.
I will at some point.
At some point, I will too.
Maybe Friday when I get paid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke it tomorrow.
But
Ooh.
$40,
Very,
$40
very
a
limited
little pricey.
cigar. I know the big, the proceeds of that on Nick's end goes to charity for Ethiopia.
That's a good charity.
So that makes it easier to buy at that point.
Yeah. Knowing that it goes to schools and youth over there.
Is it a tax write-off at that point? Do we have any accountants listening to the show?
I don't know.
Can you tell us if
Chime
that's a
in.
write-off?
Chime in. It probably is at some point. Get to a certain percentage, right?
Well, let's do the 724 flashback before we get any further along.
Let's do it.
The 724 flashback is a weekly segment highlighting historical events brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a piece of history. Absolutely. And
You still didn't get the stinger?
the flashback we have goes back to Saturday,
This Saturday.
last Saturday.
This
wow.
Saturday.
October 28th,
that's a
1886.
All right. I was going to say that's way back.
1886. The Statue of Liberty was dedicated at Liberty Island by President Grover Cleveland on that day.
But was it still green at that point, or was it,
It
bronze?
Probably was bronze. They painted it over here, didn't they? Or did they paint
They
it?
didn't paint it.
It was patina at that point, wasn't it? Did it become patinarized?
I have
Is that
no
a
idea.
word?
Patinarized?
Yeah.
Oh, you just invented it right now.
I
Barry.
did.
Patinarized. Is that a word? Can you fact check that?
If
He
I
can't
didn't
reach
say
his phone.
fact check. Can you fact check it?
What the fuck, bro? Fact check it? I thought we were friends, man.
the last thing I want is a fight to break out.
Oh,
Fat check.
But I thought that
This
was
Oreo's
really
about
cool.
to snap.
You're about to become double stuffed.
my Let's keep it PG-13, ladies and gentlemen.
Pat will never be back on the show.
Pat's like, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Pat law books are as close as I ever want to get to it again.
Wow, uncomfortable silence.
That's cool. Is there anything else that happened on
Riveting
October
radio.
28th in 1886?
No, but even when the Statue of Liberty was being dedicated like that, 724 Cigars was already 12 years old.
Wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Well, they were 1874.
Yep.
So somebody was smoking a 724
Predated the Statue of Liberty. Yep.
while it was getting set up on Liberty Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. It used to be called Bedloes Island.
Bedloes Island, no more.
Mhm. Yep.
I'm
Yep.
still hung up on Fat Check.
Like, what the fuck?
Dave, are you gonna fact check that?
Fat Check.
Dave can't see. He's too busy looking at the lights.
am I
on
looking
his
up
little,
again?
On his little. Do you see this mouse pad that like is
No,
lit
I
up and
can't.
it follows the lights of his?
Dan, we go way back. I thought we were friends. Fat
We
Check.
are. We are. I can't help it. Pat said it.
You're fat shaming
I
me.
didn't-
Like,
what?
what the hell, man? Dick, help me out here.
I'm hopeless right now. I'm hopeless and helpless.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. So what is he looking up again? What was
Patinarized.
patinarized? Is that a thing?
No.
No, it is
No.
not.
No.
So it patinaed.
It patinaed
Patinaed.
over time.
Over time. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a nice, beautiful brown. I threw it up.
Yes.
Have any of you ever been up in the Statue of Liberty?
No, but
No.
I had a trip with my aunt one time to New York City, and I saw it from a
You
distance.
saw it from a distance.
Yeah, I never touched it or walked up and.
So I'm
saw it.
54. I lived here for 9 years. So 9 minus 54 takes me to 45.
Very good, Barry.
And then I lived in Miami for 6 years. So that takes me to 39. So I lived in New York City for 39 years.
And
Never went to Liberty Island.
how dare you? You call yourself a New Yorker?
And any New Yorker can tell you they've never been to the Statue. That's a tourist thing.
It's a tourist thing. Interesting. I would think you'd want to go there. That's a pretty important historical landmark.
Yeah, can you imagine me walking up to the torch?
No, I can't.
No, I'd
No.
probably have a heart attack halfway up.
would.
Oh, it's a good
I
thing
think
they
they got
have
an elevator. Right.
I believe they do have elevators.
Yeah, I was to the top of the World Trade Center.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was to the top of the Empire State Building, and that's pretty much in the UN, and that's probably the only 3 New York things I've done living in New York.
Gotcha. Well,
Like, I don't want to take a boat to Liberty Island. That's what my ancestors did. I'm going to leave that to them.
well, you want to kind of trace their footsteps when
No.
you go there and see what it's all about, and you get to see the
Well, have
the
you been to a
archives.
Giants game? Have you been to a Jets game? Were you at the Yankees? Did
Yankees,
you go
he-
see the Mets?
He's
I've seen
a
the
Yankees
Yankees,
guy.
I've seen the Mets, but I've never seen the Giants or Jets. But I've been a Patriots fan since like 4th grade.
Ah.
Mm.
I like the Minuteman logo with Steve Grogan and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Been,
Never
been to an
too
Islander
happy.
game.
Never been too happy with the whole Elvis thing. So
What Elvis thing?
that's the current logo. It's Elvis's face. You didn't know that?
Oh.
Who, the Patriots?
Yeah.
Oh, on the helmet. Yeah.
I wish I had to go back to the old jerseys.
I like. The old
I mean, the old jerseys are classics, but got to get the new stuff, man. It's what everybody wants to see, the new stuff.
So what's the final thoughts here on the Metapa?
Coco.
Is it
Good.
Is there any final
it a
thoughts
winner?
on this?
Are we
Of
giving
course
it?
it's a winner.
Do we give it a number on?
No,
give it
I
a
don't.
thumbs
I don't
up.
give things numbers.
Okay.
No, we, don't, we just say we like it.
I like it a
What we
lot.
what we like about it, you know, how much we like it. But you know, I'm a big believer that you know, you give a cigar. Let's take Cigar Aficionado. You know, they rate everything between like an 83 and a 96.
Yep.
Which
And it-
basically means, you know,
And if you advertise,
Got
you get it
13 points.
89 or higher.
it's why do you need all those other points if nothing is ever going to be, and so if something drops below 90 points, it's like people don't want to try it.
Yep.
You know what I
True.
mean? And so
Which
you
is
know,
different than half wheel. A half wheel gives a cigar an 88. That's like a 92 and it's aficionado.
True.
Yeah.
True. But even at that, I mean, people see that on the website, and they're, they read the reviews and everything, and then they're like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And I mean, you flip through even Cigar Snob, you look through Cigar Snob, and it's the same thing. I mean, go out and smoke it.
I
don't
Cigar
believe the
Snob, I
reviews.
just look at the half-naked ladies.
I mean, that's not bad. But, I mean, in the cigars, I mean, look, for me, if I gave anybody advice on stuff like that, read it for the information. But go
100%.
out and smoke the cigars, because that cigar that they give an 89 to, an 88.
Might be a 95 for you.
Exactly.
exactly, it's so
Exactly.
subjective,
Yeah.
and so
And you're not jaded by advertising dollars.
Right.
right.
Right. And just smoke it, baby.
Very,
Like
very
I know you guys don't give numbers, but if I
Right.
had to give this cigar a number, it would be like a 93.
okay.
It's really good and worth the purchase. It's box worthy.
I'd go.
But 10
Well, it's a
cigars,
10
it's,
10
it's
count
definitely
box.
a box worthy cigar.
It's 10 count box, yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a box. If it was a 20 count box, maybe. I mean, I'd probably grab a handful. But if I had to give it a number,
$15 a cigar, it's a 20 count box would be a little pricey.
yeah. I mean, if I had to give it a number, and we're doing this in the spirit because Barry's sitting with us tonight. If I had to give it a number, it'd be 90. I'd do a 90 on it.
Okay, so the cigar's doing really well.
I would definitely think so.
Yeah, so we're at 91.5 right now.
Patty.
I don't give numbers.
Oh,
Yeah,
just for the spirit of the atmosphere. Come on, baby.
He's gotten in trouble with that before.
Yeah.
He learned his lesson.
Did he?
Yeah.
When? What happened? Is there a story behind this that I haven't heard? Because I probably haven't heard it.
Obviously.
Yes,
Yes.
there is a story behind it.
I need to hear it. Can we? Is it PG-13 that we can hear?
What
Can we-
number story would not be PG-13? What do you think I'm?
I
What?
don't know.
Well, 69 wouldn't be PG-13.
Uh-huh. Probably not. Well, what's the story, Pat?
I don't know.
We got time.
I'll let Barry tell it if he wants to tell it.
So the Cigar Hacks did a cigar podcast with another cigar shop in New Hampshire, and he smoked that cigar shop's owner's cigar, and he gave it like an 82 or something.
it was like
Oh.
a 70.
Yeah, so he seriously offended another cigar shop owner in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay then.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll stay away from the ratings, I guess. I
Yeah.
suppose.
Highly recommended.
Highly
Highly
what I'll do.
recommended. I'll
Highly
agree with that.
recommended.
100%.
Highly recommended.
Pat, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's a really good cigar.
I know it's not a leaguer and you're a Drew Estate fanboy, but is it highly recommended?
I mean, I've smoked this probably 4 times. This specific size 4 times. So.
Pat, question for you. If you
No.
were okay, if you were stranded on a deserted island,
Opus.
okay, there you go. Would be an opus.
Cigar snob.
Well, gentlemen.
Yeah, but you'd have to let the cigar sit there for 3 or 4 years before you could
smoke
really
them.
enjoy it.
That's true. That the
Yeah, and at that point you would have nothing but
See,
relations
that's
with
when
a
you're
volleyball.
You want to have a
oh my god.
Oh
Smoking
my
now.
goodness. All right. Well,
Let's do
it's
the old
time.
switcheroo.
Time to do the switch and go to the pipes here.
Yeah, and I had to go downstairs and buy a basket pipe because my wife wouldn't bring me the pipe.
So I'm gonna break your heart, Dave. Dave, I'm gonna break your heart.
Sorry.
You're an asshole.
I bought this baby. I did. I bought it.
Wow.
What?
That was so freaking, dude, that was behind the counter, put aside for me to buy.
It was in the case.
It was in the back room.
No, it was in
I
the
brought
case.
it back, and Dan put it in the box in the back room.
I took this out of the case today.
So how?
But look, check it out. Hey, Dave.
Mm.
Dave.
Dave.
No,
you listen to me?
Dave.
No, I'm not. I have nothing to say.
Look,
Dave.
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 Dave, just put down your friggin' lighter for a second, dude. For a second.
What?
So I bought this right today, but it wasn't for me.
Oh, fuck you.
Hey,
Fuck
we're
you
not
too,
supposed
bud.
to cuss on the show, Dave.
But I bought it for you, kid. But I also bought myself another pipe. Yeah, I got the little...
You said someone bought your pipe today. You didn't name me.
The Darth Piper strikes again.
So that is yours. You could spark it up if you want tonight. And Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Oh, you're a dick.
Dad,
I love
Dad, next time I see you, you gotta sell me a soft flame.
We
It's
can do
using a
that.
torch to light this
All right,
pipe.
where's that
not a good
tobacco?
thing.
Let's go. Let's get
It's
this
right
going.
here.
All
Here's
right.
the tobacco. This is what we're smoking. From Beyond. It's the latest small batch release from Cornell and Diehl. Do you have?
Paybacks a BA.
That's the pipe. That's the tobacco that's released October, right, for Halloween.
Yes. And from the Laudisi website, it says, taking inspiration from the popular
Merry Christmas, you filthy
Lovecraftian
animal.
The Old One series, Cornell and Diehl Small Batch
my
from
drink on.
Beyond
Smoke it, baby.
is a rich, potent, and incredibly complex English mixture that captures Headblender's Jeremy Reeves' impression of a wonderfully aged 1990s era tin of Dunhill Nightcap,
I mean, this thing.
balancing full flavor with robust strength. It's handcrafted using a host of rare tobacco varietals. Eastern North Carolina Red Virginias from 2017, Bright Canadian Virginias from 2017, Turkish Izmir from 2018, and Greek Basma from 2019. Turkish Latakia and genuine St. James Perique. The flavor is dark, rich, and subtly sweet with a smoky, incense-like quality evocative of shadows in the woods.
Shadow in the woods.
That's a very interesting pipe.
I love this little guy.
So
Yeah.
this tobacco,
yeah.
is that this blend is the second time it's been released. It was first released in 2021. This is the second time it's come to market. And how many tins were released on it? Was it 16?
1,500, I think,
15,000.
15,000 tins.
or 15,000.
Okay.
From Beyond.
Yes.
I missed the zero somewhere, obviously. It's mild.
Oh, it's not mild, Barry.
Yeah, I find it mild. Like, I'm a cigar smoker. Like, I told Dan a few weeks ago he needs to do a show, or you guys need to do a show, transitioning a cigar smoker to a pipe smoker, especially in the winter. Like, you can get away with smoking a pipe indoors in winter, especially if you're married or you have a significant other.
Yeah,
Because-
my wife much prefers the
Yeah.
the cigars.
But compared to a cigar, I find this mild.
Keep smoking it, Barry.
Well, it's going to be a little bit more on the mild side because this is supposed to be like an aged tin of Dunhill. So, you take something from the 1990s and you fast forward it 30 years. There's going to be a lot of changes in the tobacco that you're going to have. The Latakias kind of mellow out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be as in your face as a tin of Nightcap today would be. And I've had an old tin of Nightcap before.
Yeah.
Not from the 1990s, but remember we did that a few years ago. We did
did.
one 5 years
I've
old.
got a tin
And
that's unopened.
um,
The Dunhill one. Yeah.
it's he did a great job matching this up flavor wise to what that would be. So
Well, the last time we did From Beyond, it was I love this. It's so good.
so what are you picking up in your new pot there, Nick?
Smoky. Some smokiness. Some
Yeah,
spice.
smoked mesquite.
Smoked mesquite, soury, tangy.
Mhm.
You know,
I get a little bit of like a caramelized apple. Like, think about going to a
it's
fair.
it definitely
bit.
got a little bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah, that kind
Yeah,
of
for
that
sure.
kind of sweetness there. Yeah.
Sweetness. The spice on the retro. That's really nice.
Mm.
A little smoky note, little wood notes in there. Kind of tiptoeing on my palate.
I get the wood. It's not like an oak. It's not like a cedar. It's somewhere in between, like almost like pine.
Mahogany.
Mahogany. Better word.
There you go, baby. Pat, what do you think out of your, is that a Christmas pipe?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 320 Christmas.
I'm getting I'll go with the mahogany. I'll say molasses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got the molasses, but that's me.
Mm. It's got a
Like
very
that.
incense-like aroma to it too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very floral.
That's the thing I don't get when I smoke a pipe.
Mhm.
I don't get the aroma. The people around you tend to get that a little bit more.
Yeah, the room note.
Like my wife has been pressuring me to get something a little bit more aromatic.
Yeah.
More on the sweet side.
Yeah,
there.
but I don't get the room note when I smoke.
I do sometimes.
A good
When
one
I
for
do-
that is the 603 roast.
Yeah, the
Okay.
603 roast, a lot of the aromatics, the autumn evening, obviously. I smoke a lot of Englishes, so, I mean, Kurt thinks it smells like burnt hair in the shop, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I do the aromatics, I can smell the room note. When I do the Englishes, I can't smell the room note. I think the only one which is not an English is Dark Bird's Eye and Kendall Dark. I get that room note, and the room note for me on that is more like like a deep crusted barbecue ribs that you just pull off the smoker.
Rod says, if I smoked a pipe in the house, my wife would fire me outside faster than you can say Cornell and Dago. I assume he means Diehl. But
Yeah, that's one thing where I'm blessed. My wife could pick out certain cigar companies. Like she could pick out Nesta Miranda Special Selection when I light it up. She could pick out anything Robacraft.
Yep.
But she tends to like she's okay with me smoking in the house as long as it's something aromatically appreciative for her. Which is why she's pressured me to find aromatic pipe tobacco.
Oh, we got quite a few downstairs, Barry.
Yeah, yes.
Quite a few, sir.
there are some nice non-aromatic tobaccos that have a good
Yeah.
room note too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she likes the Cornell Diehl Small Batch that you named your pipe tobacco the year of 2022, I think it was.
What was that, Danny? Was that Red Virginia?
Yep, the red.
Red
Yep.
Virginia,
Yeah.
Carolina Red Flake.
Red Flake, yeah.
We have some tins from last year's release of that.
Yeah, we do.
downstairs now.
You know what has a horrible room note?
Which is?
Take a guess. I think you guys probably know what I'm gonna say. It's
It's
a new one.
a new one.
Oh,
new-
the Beast.
Oh my god, yeah.
Is it? I didn't notice.
Pat hates the room note to the Beast. So does Sean. And
What is it?
not for nothing. So does my wife.
Really?
She hates the Beast too.
What is it? What does it smell like? What does a room note smell like?
In the words of Marcos, because he said it the best.
From Under Cheese.
That shit smell like ass.
Oh,
Man, Marcos.
Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, sure.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Mhm. So, Dave, what are you liking about it? Anything?
No, I love. It's really one of the things I love about From Beyond is how smooth it is.
Mm.
You know, it's almost got a creamy texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the tasting notes we're talking about, it's so well melded together. You know,
it's balanced.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
very
is
well balanced.
Very well balanced.
Mm.
I think it goes great with the tequila too. I don't know if you guys have tried it. I know Nick can't because he, sucked it all down.
Well, I mean, I don't really do single pours anymore. I mean, just kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So one thing I noticed taking it from the what do you call this type of glass that we're drinking?
Flute.
Flute.
From this flute, like pulling the flute and pulling the sip out of it, the vanilla is much more pronounced, and I get like a caramelized apple from the tobacco, and it's very smooth, very balanced.
You should try smoking your glass.
What, blowing the smoke in the glass?
Mm-hmm. That's what Danny's doing. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, it tastes like smoked vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get that last drop out of here.
We need to get Tyler to give you another pour.
You can dump my keyboard on it.
Oh yeah,
It tastes like smoke.
it tastes like smoke.
So my wife wouldn't bring me my pipe because she was already in bed at home, so I had to go downstairs and buy a basket pipe.
I mean,
So
it does your job.
We've all done it.
yeah.
I've
So
done it.
how much different does a basket pipe versus? So is a basket pipe briar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So how much different is a basket pipe?
The
versus...
new guy made it,
Okay.
so it's still same quality briar, you're just not paying the premium because you didn't have like an artisan make it.
Okay.
There's that, and the briar was not as pretty. It wasn't
Like it feel,
flawless enough to make it into a higher end thing.
it feel like in my hand it feels more vinyl.
Mm.
Well, it's because it's been heavily painted.
Okay.
That too.
To hide the imperfections.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, to have a this is a Peterson pub pipe in the heritage finish, I believe, and to have any, if your pipe is smooth and it's not rusticated and it's got a varnish on it or a dye on it that allows you to see the grain of the wood. They don't do that unless the grain is really, really good quality.
Yeah, I like this one.
No
here.
pits in it. There's no flaws.
I love the wood grain on this little guy. I
Mhm.
mean, the wood grain is just fantastic.
Yeah, that flame grain on there is
Yeah,
great.
fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you're smoking a straight pipe.
Yes.
I don't
You
know
know
why, but I'm not a fan of it because I don't like the way it feels in my hand.
Yeah. Well, this is that's a nice one.
So nice.
I needed a nose warmer for the longest time, and I saw this one. I was gonna go for the Cannonball, but I couldn't do it.
And it's not just for the show. Like, I was off. This is my Saturday.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the bar at maybe like 2:30, and you came upstairs at one point smoking a pipe. So
I
it's
was.
not just for the show.
It's not for me. I mean, I've been smoking pipe since before I started working here as well. I wasn't as educated and as advanced as I am now.
Right.
I was just doing regular, corn cobs and basket pipes, and I was okay with that. And because for me it was just a vessel for the tobacco that I was smoking. But when I got here and they hired Danny, and he kind of showed me the way, and introducing me to Petersons and Savinellis and Briarworks and Fortunes and everything like that, and all the shapes and sizes and different styles in the meerschaums and everything. It opened my mind to a whole nother realm of pipes and what the Craftsman and the Signature series from Savinelli, and it was just wow, just a whole nother world. And it the tobaccos and everything that Danny has brought in over the years, all the flavors and the spice and everything, the shag cut, the navy flakes and everything, the rope, all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a whole nother animal. Like, like we're all primary cigar smokers, I think, on this panel.
Yeah.
I know Dan's always been in pipes, but I think we're cigar smokers.
Yeah.
Once you get
Yep.
into pipes, it's like the options are tremendously higher than that of cigars.
Well, yeah.
Like, when I lived in New York, we're talking 15 years ago, I smoked in a pipe because I lived in an apartment. It's more conducive to smoking indoors because of the aromatic qualities.
Yeah.
But the deep dive into pipes is so much more than cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not to mention the fact that unlike cigars with your pipe tobaccos, you can be like, I wonder what would happen if I put this and that,
Mhm.
and take a little bit of Granite State and add it to some dark bird's eye, make it a little aromatic or something like that, what would happen? And you totally have the freedom to do that with like all these different blends and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yep.
Like
I'm even looking forward to going home tomorrow. Tomorrow's my Sunday. I'm looking forward to trying some of that Cornell Diehl Small Batch in this pipe versus my higher end Savinelli pipe, just to see how much the pipe changes the smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing what I learned and what I was talking about with Kaz when he was here is not so much the shape of the pipe, but like, yes, it can. I mean, when you have church wardens to something like this, the smoke is going to be a little bit cooler and, you're going to pick up a little bit more flavors and stuff, but it also depends on how wide the bowl is.
Yep.
So if you have a really wide bowl, which Pat has at 320, which most of my pipes are 320s, you have a wider bowl, you're going to get different flavors. And that, in that one, than you will in something like this where it's a little bit more narrower. So it's the same thing in cigars as well. It's the same.
Ring gauge changes
The
how
ring
it
gauge
performs.
exactly. So you can have the same blend when you have, a 660 versus a Corona.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You have that flavor difference. In the pipes, it's that same difference. If you have something of a narrow bowl or a smaller diameter, it's going to change that tobacco versus you smoking it in a wider bowl.
I could see that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Sean? Hey, bud.
Johnny!
Sean-O-Matic.
Wearing the knit hat.
It's cold out there, and the snow is coming.
Yeah,
Don't
they
say
say
the S word.
so. Up in the northern part of the state, they had the first snowfall yesterday, and they say tomorrow, Wednesday night, we can get like a dusting.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
from what I've seen,
Welcome to winter.
what I've seen, because I always have to look at the temperatures because I have chickens, and I got to make sure that the chickens are going to be good, and I got to make sure that the water is heated so water doesn't freeze. Wednesday night is going to be 29 degrees. So got to get that heater going.
Yeah, I had to
make sure.
convince my wife last night to turn the heat on. She's like, "It's not November 1st yet. We can't turn on the heat."
I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I saw a meme that said now's the time of year when the New Englanders have a competition to see who turns their heat on last.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a friend that still wears shorts in January in New Hampshire. I'm like, dude, what the freak is wrong with you?
I know. Hey, some people do it. I mean,
I can't
I've
do
seen
that.
people come in flip flops, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what blows me.
I'm like,
Freaking,
how?
Flip
How?
flops, freaking Crocs, and freaking
They
it's
can do
snowing
it,
out.
man.
I'm
They
like,
can
you're
do it.
nuts.
I can't do that, man.
Sandals.
So, Danny, what is your favorite snowy activity, or snowy activity or winter activity that you?
Watching it fall while he's smoking a pipe.
That's that would probably be a good
that's-
activity.
That's pretty much it. I'm fortunate in that, I do have the room where I can smoke in the house. Got the nice recliner right by the
The fireplace.
fireplace
Show off.
and watch it snow. And better yet, watch my daughters shovel the driveway.
That's the whole reason to have kids in New England to shovel the driveway.
It's the whole reason I had kids.
Oh, nice. Well, you created a workforce. I see.
I thought my biggest workhorse, though, moved to Ohio, though. Kind of left me high and dry.
Ah, you got the
Child
old
labor.
Yeah, Maggie. She's actually watching right now.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Hi, Maggie.
If you didn't recognize that, that was Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
Oh, Barry's wife is calling.
Now I gotta
Bear's
look at
wife is
now I gotta
calling.
look at my phone and see if she's actually calling.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not a big winter guy. I used to love being out in the snow, skiing or doing
You ski?
snow tubing. That was my preferred thing, was snow tubing. There used to be, well, there still is. There's the that little park in Amesbury,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You know, where you can do the snow tubing down the hill.
Yep.
Used to love doing that.
You ever go to Haverhill Ski or Bradford Ski?
Bradford ski.
Yep.
Yep.
I used to go there all the time.
But as I've gotten older, I have, you learn to start hating the snow because snow is just a chore when you get older because you got to get it out of the way. You got to get it.
Yeah.
And then there was that storm that we had. It's a number of years ago now, but we got like 8 feet of snow inside of 4 or 5 weeks. There was no place to put the stuff.
True.
There was no place to put the snow.
That was the year the snow didn't melt in Boston till like June, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it was that year.
That was
And-
my first year in New Hampshire. Like, moved up here from Miami, and
Yep.
there was 108 inches of snow over the winter.
I got trapped in Boston because they put out a state of emergency, and nobody could be on the roads for like 2 days. And I was at my building, and it was my Friday when it started snowing, and I was going out I'd say probably every 20 to 30 minutes to shovel snow. And I did that for hours, and then they put out the state of emergency, and I couldn't leave the building. And I was like, I can't go home. So I got stuck in Boston for the 2 days until they cleared the roads, and then one of the days, and then I had to make my escape, and I got home.
You know, maybe I'm a newbie up here in New England, but I look forward to the first 12 to 15-inch snowstorm. The first one. After that, I'm done. Bring
I
back
agree.
summer.
I agree. I'm a snowboarder, so I mean, I haven't went in like 2-3 years, but I mean, that's what I love to do. And it snows, I'm like, yes, because fresh powder is so much better than like the powder that they make.
Yeah.
Because if you fall on the stuff that they make, you're in for some pain. You're in for some pain because they pack it down and it's like a sheet of ice. You're falling. It's like falling on concrete, and it sucks. Fresh snow on the mountain, you're going down, you fall. It's like falling on a bed. You're good. How about you, Dave? What's your snowy activity you like to do in the winter?
Playing video games. Yep.
In the snow? You set up your,
No,
your
I
game
love,
outside?
I love riding my Jeep in the snow. Yep.
Then you
I
put it
love
in
it.
4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
Do some donuts.
Actually, it was like I think I only had to do it once last year. Was put it in 4-wheel drive.
True.
Yeah,
True.
That thing's got an amazing transmission because I got the Commander.
You have
So
a
it's-
Commander.
Yeah.
What about you, Pat? What do you like to do in the winter?
Love
What's your
driving.
favorite snow activity?
I don't know. Probably just watch it snow. I haven't really been able to enjoy winter activities for a few years now.
Because of school and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Barry, what about you?
Naked snow angels.
Whoa! Hey,
But seriously, it's just sitting in a recliner and watching it fall.
I don't mind being outside. I'll get my winter smoking jacket, and I'll sit outside my front stairs and just watch it fall while I'm smoking a cigar or pipe. And then I don't have to my drink because it's already cold outside. Just like get some snow and just put it in make my little snow coaster. Just put it right in there and it keeps it nice and cold.
You know what my favorite thing about the snow is? You can hear things like 30 miles away.
Really?
You know, when I lived in New York, and like, so the subway, which is, you know, the trains for anybody else, but the subway was above ground, and it was probably a mile and a half away, but you could hear the clickety clack of the wheels over the track.
Yeah. Did you know?
And that was
And
a
you
rhyme.
guys can fact check
Yeah.
me.
I was just going to say,
Did you guys
the
know?
world's on the track.
Oh boy.
Here it comes down the snow.
That because of the snow, the snowfall actually, it absorbs a lot of the sound in the area. So it is actually, when it snows, it is quieter than it is normally.
Yeah, so you think of New York City and all the traffic and all the general noise. The
Yeah.
noise ceases to exist.
When it snows, yeah.
But you can hear things further away because of how quiet the city gets.
Right.
That's the one thing I love about the snowfall, how quiet things get. There's a romanticism about it that I enjoy.
Remember that when we had like that really big winter and Rod had dug out a shelf on the side of his garage.
Yes.
And he had all of his drinks, and he's watching the podcast with 8 feet of snow to his left.
That's the one thing, like, I remember as a kid,
Yeah.
like, they would cancel school because there was, like, 12-foot snowdrifts.
Yeah.
I don't remember, like, as an adult, I don't remember 12-foot snowdrifts. They don't exist anymore.
Well, we came pretty close a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But
Like, you'd step
Now-
out of your
now they
house and you'd
cancel
be
school
underground.
if it's
the
going
threat,
to snow.
the threat
Yeah.
of snow,
It was 6
school's
inches. It's
canceled.
like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we had to walk both hills up way and
Yeah.
whatever.
Both hills up way.
Up there, yep.
Yeah, I've been deprived of telling my daughter. I used to walk uphill 6 miles in both
Please
directions.
leave early because the Northeasterners coming. And by the way, we're having pizza for lunch. That's what
Yeah.
it was for school.
Yep.
You know, now it's like it's a little cold outside.
I remember when I moved up.
Let's take a day.
I remember when I moved up here, like 5 inches of snow. I would call out sick from work
Oh,
and
God.
drive the twins to hang out and just drink and smoke all day. Because it's like 0.5 miles versus 12 miles to work.
I
So-
did that one time. When Federal Cigar used to be in Plastow. 'Cause I used to live in Plastow.
Yeah.
So I did that one time. I was working. What was I working? I was working somewhere in Boston, and I called out, and it was snow, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it." And Federal Cigar was open, so I went down, and I was the only person in there for like 2.5 hours, just sitting in there smoking a cigar, watching TV.
And the guy who's working the counter is probably thinking,
Yeah,
when is
he's
this
like, "What are
idiot
you-"
gonna leave?" So
I
I
was
can
like,
close
"God, I
that
want to
shop
close
and go."
early here."
I remember I came here, and it was snowing terribly outside, and there was a girl that worked here that doesn't work here anymore, and she had to go home for a walk of dogs. And Kurt, the owner of Twin Smoke Shop, decided to stay, and he basically bartended just for me and my wife and nobody else because we came out,
Nice.
and it was freaking awesome.
That's good.
And that's the sign of a true business owner. Like, he wanted to make sure his customers were happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rod says in 2001 they had 21 feet of snow.
God.
He's in
What?
Canada.
Well, that's Canada. Oh my God.
Canada's like a third world country. I went to a baseball game once, the Mets versus the Expos.
Yeah.
And I'm in this stadium singing the national anthem. And the person in front of me goes to me, "Are you Canadian?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just a hockey fan." So I knew like the words from going to hockey games.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So what's the final thoughts here on From Beyond, the 2023 iteration from Cornell and Diehl?
I'm a cigar smoker by all, be all. I'm actually, and it's not a knock on the foundation. What was the name of that cigar with the
Metapa.
The Metapa,
the
yeah.
Metapa? I'm enjoying this more than the Metapa. And that's not by all means, I gave it a 93. It's not a knock on that at all, but I'm enjoying this pipe tobacco immensely.
Yeah. Yeah.
this is
I
a
mean,
real
it is. It's complex. It's smooth. It's got a really nice light spice in it. It's got some nice sweetness to it. Yeah, it's got that nice.
It's got like that herbal taste to it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
It
a
almost
lot.
has like a
edible.
clove finish to it.
Yeah.
Which Pat would call
Clove?
the baking spice.
Oh, baking spice. Yeah.
Baking spice. All right.
Yep.
Well, I think that's a good place to end the show.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You anxious to get up, Pat?
If you can.
I need to get blood circulation back. in my-
I think he's a little uncomfortable.
Hey, Barry, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks. I hope
Great
to
to have
be
you on
Barry.
the show
I
and
hope to be
everything.
back again. I'm here most Mondays.
Well, you never know what's going to happen on Not Just Blowing Smoke.
You can have anybody.
Yeah, instead of 2 guys, it's 5 guys.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you get it, Pat? You get it? You get it? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next Monday night at 9 o'clock. Don't miss it. And that's Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Stay smoky, my friends.